trig functions. So we have trig functions within our problems. All right, if I look at this problem, there's a lot of different ways you might be asked to solve this. So you really have to watch your directions on this. I might tell you, give it in degrees. I might tell you, give it in radians. I might say, give me every answer between 0 and 2 pi. I might say, give me every possible answer. So it's really, really important to pay attention to these. This particular question, we're going to solve a couple different ways. Part A, I want you to solve over the interval 0 to 360 degrees. That tells me two things. And first of all, it tells me I'm in degree mode. Second of all, it tells me we're only giving the answers like for one time around the circle. Okay, so if I wanted to solve this, I'm looking for theta. Go back to your algebra. If you're trying to solve for your angle, you have to get it by itself. So what would I do first? Add the square root. Yeah. Okay, and then what would we do?
Divide by 3.
Okay, here's the second thing we have to watch. Sometimes we have problems with inverses. Sometimes we have problems that are not inverses. Does this problem have tangent inverse? No. So I am asking you every time tangent is radical 3 over 3. So can we have more than one answer?
Oh,
Yes. In which quadrants is tangent positive?
1 and 3.
Reference angle. When is tangent radical 3 over 3?
30 degrees.
60 degrees.
It's 30.
Is it 30?
Yeah, because it's radical 1 over radical 3.
Oh, I was looking at it in radian mode.
Yeah. So, my answer, 30 degrees in quadrant 1 is 30 degrees. 30 degrees in quadrant 3,
210.
180 plus 30 is 210. So for part A, my answers were 30 degrees and 210 degrees. Part B is all possible solutions. Yeah. Well, if you think about every time we go around the circle, we're going to hit these again, right?
So it's gonna be 3.
So how far does it take to go all the way around the circle? 360 degrees. So when I say all possible solutions with no stopping point, we have to do each of these plus 360, but I could add it once or twice or 3 or 4 times, or we could subtract it, right? So with that, we put a K. And K is an integer. Okay, double bar Z means integer, so it could be it has to be like -1, -2, -3, 1, 2, 3. So that tells me I could add or subtract 360 degrees as many times as I want, and I will still get those to occur. Questions? Let's look at another one. Take a second and see if you can solve that one. You get 2 sine theta equals -1, so sine theta is -1/2. In which quadrants is sine negative?
3 and 4.
Reference angle, when is sine 1/2?
30 degrees.
So, 30 degrees in quadrant 3, so 180 plus 30 is 210. In quadrant 4, 360 minus 30. So those are your answers for part A. Everything between 0 and 360. Then for part B, I want all possible.
So plus 360.
tell me that K is an integer. You can say it in words, you can write it in symbols, like, that was really sloppy. K, this means is an element of the integer, so you can write that. But you do have to make sure that you're telling me every time.
Can I do
that-
K
So
equals
is
Z?
math just basically its own language? I mean,
I mean, we have shorthand just like everyone else.
Is K equals the integer sign? Fine.
That's fine. All right. Last problem. If I ask you to solve this one just between the 0 and 360, so am I going to need my plus 360k on this one? No. Okay,
Zero.
here's the problem. I really have 3 variables, don't I? So think back like when you have quadratics or something with more than just a single x. We always get it equal to 0. If I gave you like 5x squared equals x, you would subtract over that x the greatest common factor. What's my greatest common factor on this one? Cosine theta. Cotangent theta plus 1. And then if you have two things multiplied that equal 0, that means set each one equal to 0.
Oh, yes.
So cosine theta could equal 0, or cotangent theta plus 1 could equal 0. All right, can you tell me from your unit circle, cosine is the x, every time x is 0.
90 degrees into 70. I actually said that correctly, but I didn't do. Just trying to say 0.
This one, cotangent is negative 1. And what quadrants is cotangent negative?
Oh. 3, 2, and 4.
Reference angle, when is cotangent 1? So 45 degrees in quadrant 2, so 180 minus 45. And in quadrant 4, 360 minus 45. So any of these